Good morning, Sassy fam. Hello, how's it going? Guten Tag. Yeah, it's good to be back. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. We got a bit of an intro today, so let's go ahead and get started. Today's Sunday check-in is for yours and theirs. Like always with yours and theirs. Take it resonates, leave it does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. More so with reading types like yours and theirs, energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Also, keeping in mind, your person that I see on this board today, might include or involve the energies of a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago. I never know until the cards are on the table. But I'd also ask you to include the possibility of my seeing other things for you today, such as work stuff, life stuff, family stuff, all the other stuff. I'm just as like to see it, but like always, default. Take it resonates, leave it does not. Well, obviously, first thing is first. Thank you all so much for your condolences. As my family and I obviously went through a transitional period, my aunt, I can tell you, is at peace now. No more pain, no more conflict, no more fear. Peace. No doubt she's on the other side, guiding myself and others at this time. I can tell you I'm okay. My family's okay. We're getting through it just fine. But it was definitely one of those passings where it was a relief. It was a relief for my aunt and for others who have been witness to her journey these past couple of years. But thank you all so much once more for your condolences and your patience. As I last checked in with you all on the Sunday check-in, I said I've got so much to go over with you all, and I do. I've been working on changes, both big and small, for the channel for the past several weeks, if not a couple of months. And I am excited to tell you about some of the changes. And I'm excited. I really am. So, yay! Finally, I get to share this with you. For a while now, I have been wanting to introduce on the channel non-collective, resonation-only, timeless tarot readings. You have been requesting the comeback of timeless tarot, and I have been wanting to put out there messages that are strictly resonation-based. In other words, you see them when you're supposed to see them, and they won't have a collective name attached to them. Once more, it shows up in your feed, and maybe you resonate with the title, maybe you click on it, maybe it speaks to you. I believe now is an excellent time to have both of our desires met. However, realistically, I need the space to be able to introduce additional message types to you all. Keeping in mind, I am not a full-time content creator. My time is limited, right? I have another job, career outside of YouTube. So here's what I propose. Over the next month, I'm going to implement a trial weekly alternate schedule. For example, week A will be our regular collective weekly readings. And then for week B, I will release perhaps 2 or 3 resonation messages, timeless tarot, affirmation messages, for those who need to hear it, those kind of messages. And we'll rotate like that, back and forth, week A, week B, week A, week B. And Sunday check-in will stay as is. Let's give it a month, roughly 30 days. A week A, week B, right? So, for example, we just had our week A with the Celtic Cross readings where all the collectives had their sign messages. Next week will be week B. And like I said, I'll put out 2 to 3 messages, resonation only. I'm excited. I have been wanting to do this forever. And as I often tell you all in your readings, there won't be any changes until you make space for changes. And I'm at that point here with the channel. Yeah, I can make space for these changes. I want to. And I'm excited. I hope that you are too. Let's give this new format a shot. See where it goes. Okay, see where it takes us as a channel. I'm a non-competitive channel. And by that I mean I'm small. I'm a niche channel. Okay, I really am about the tarot messages here. So, yeah, I'm in that position where I can implement these changes. And I really do feel good about them. Sorry, just took a pause. I don't know if you can hear it. There's some backyard drama. My neighbors and their dogs, they all kind of get into a barking frenzy. Well, they're all saying the same thing. I'm a dog, who are you? I'm a dog, who are you? Cinnamon is not out there right now. She's currently in her doggy daycare. It's the same dogs in the same backyards. But they do this every now and again. It's like you just need to confirm you are who I think you are. Ditto, bark, 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 bark. Let me know if you can relate to that. Every now and again, the same dogs have the same message and they communicate the same thing. And when Cinnamon is here, sometimes she participates, but mostly she just sits there in the backyard and her little head goes back and forth between these talking dogs. She's just listening to them talk, gossip, yell at each other. I don't know. It's the cutest thing though. Anyway, moving on. Shorts. For now, temporarily, I'm going to move them over to TikTok, which brings me to, well, a kind of important point. I'm on TikTok now. Yay! I said somewhere back in spring, that I would get on TikTok, and here we are. It took me a minute, but I got there. Yes, I am on TikTok now. And I said, you know what? I think the simplest thing to do to get that going, get that established, right? Put the shorts into TikTok. I got to tell you, I've already had a pretty healthy response. I was kind of surprised, actually. I now have a presence on TikTok, and I'm so happy to be there. And while we're on the subject of TikTok, I just want to give a shout out to Daniel at Not For Sale Daniel on TikTok, who so wonderfully recommended me some time ago and actually allowed a kind of influx of subscribers from TikTok to YouTube. So Daniel, once more, I appreciate you. So there's that. But so far, it's actually been a really pleasant experience over there on TikTok. I must say. Feel free to join me over there. Everything is linked below, which reminds me, I've been touching on this a little bit here and there, but I have recently set up my official Google profile, and this is wonderful. I'm so excited to have this opportunity, and I would personally like to thank Google. Okay, if Google was a person, I would be shaking their hand and say, thank you so much for putting this together. So the Google profile is for content creators who want to manage or better manage their digital footprint. It's like a combination of a business card and a resume, but it's all social media. So if there's anything that you are concerned about, worried about, is this the real Sassy Scorpion Tarot? Is this actually Christina? You can go into my Google profile and see which links are legit. Anything else that you discover, including data, that's in quotes for a reason, and we're going to talk more about that later. Data sites such as Social Blade, vidIQ, this is wildly inaccurate data. All that. If it's not coming from my Google profile, it is simply not legit. If it's not legit, you must quit. Once more, anyone who ever contacts you in comments and it looks like me, right, and they're using my profile picture and they say, hey, come over here for a private reading, it's not me. I promise you. It's a scammer. They're going to put various links in there, points of contact. Okay, I won't do any of that. Once more, any question, is this the real Sassy? Go over to the description box. Everything you need to know, right there. All right, you guys. Oh, that's plenty of intro. That's enough intro for anybody. Just to recap, next week, we're going to do a couple of resonation messages, not tied to any collective. They will be timeless tarot readings. 2, maybe 3 next week, regular Sunday check-in, and then we'll go to our week A, which will be collective readings once more, and see, what does that line us up to?
With anticipation.
Intimate tarot readings. But of course it does. Yeah, always with the lame jokes. I can't help it. And I don't want to help it. You can't stop me. I won't be stopped.
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
That's never going to change, you guys. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Chumbawamba. If you remember that band at all. All right, you guys. I'll see you for a couple of timeless tarot readings next week. And I will see you at your sign today. Take care. Be well. Leo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. And happy birthday. Let me know if you're August 8th baby, portal baby. In which case your birthday was yesterday. Okay. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. But reverse those energies as you see fit. The Hanged Man, 2 of Wands, Queen of Swords. Okay. Over here, 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Shared, 3 of Swords, the Moon, 4 of Wands. Okay. Overview, Page of Cups. Yeah. Yeah, you're trying to keep yourself open to this, but also, at the same time, maintain a kind of space. The Hanged Man, 2 of Wands. I need space. I need to think about things. I need to think about you. I need to think about us. But I need to think. And you do, with the Queen of Swords. You're on the other side of that space. It seems very clear-headed. Okay, focused. So that's good. You got the space you needed, and you used this time to your advantage. 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. This person has done likewise, more or less. It's very grounded. Okay. Five of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, kind of like saying, yeah, I'm hurt, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm still here. I've been thinking about things too. Ace of Swords. And they're kind of showing me a preparedness to talk and express their thoughts about how to make repairs and what looks like a damaged connection. Okay? But yeah, there's the willingness here to express their thoughts, come up with a plan, right? But the emphasis is going to be on needs. Realistic, physical, down-to-earth needs. Between the two of you, Three of Swords, the Moon, Four of Wands. Yeah, there's heartbreak here. This you both know. You both know that. Hurt and disappointment on both sides. The Moon, Four of Wands. However, while there is a game plan on the forefront of the energies about what to do in reality, again, the emphasis being on physical needs, there's still some work to do on both sides about our actual feelings around this relationship. Okay, the practical thoughts, energies, actions around the connection, that's going to be addressed straight away. No issue. Okay, it's a good step. But expect a part 2. You are still kind of unpacking emotionally how you feel about this relationship, and so are they. Which is to say, you're both actively keeping secrets. But it's not the kind that are meant to be damaging. Okay? It's the kind that suggests, I'm still processing this emotionally, this connection, how I actually feel about it, and so are you. And that's coming from pain, not wanting to cause any more of it, and also not wanting to receive any more of it. Okay, so there's what you two are doing, and what you will discuss, realistically, logically, yeah, but there's yet more to unpack there. You're still kind of coming to terms with how you really feel about this connection, and so are they. Okay, so that's going to be like the part 2. When you've had more time to emotionally process this connection and how it's hurt you, they will hopefully as well, and you two can talk about emotional needs, not just the physical ones. All right? But this is a good first step. It is. Because let's be clear, I'm seeing enough hurt on both sides that you're both kind of showing me secret insecurities around the emotional piece. Being vulnerable, okay. To talk about how we really feel, how you really hurt me, how you really affected me, the deeper stuff. Okay. It's interesting in how some connections that works out. Like a lot of folks in their connections, they can talk about realistically the needs first, the physical needs, the structural needs, okay, and their thoughts, and this later. For other couples, it's the other way around. This is the first thing they launch into, is the emotional piece. This is how you made me feel. This is how you hurt me, okay, and then they get to the realistic structure later, okay. But yes, let's not let that sit there, right? It is important. And while you two are working things out on the surface, and I appreciate that, there's a lot of clarity here on both sides. Full credit, full respect on both sides for the both of you. This is also important. Okay? So don't sweep that under the rug. Think of the moon as a temporary rug. Things are not meant to stay under there long term. Advice, please. Leo, their person, together, connection, the energies. Just advice. King of Pentacles, the world, the lovers. Okay. Interesting. But you didn't see that closing out. According to this, you can close out a very strong connection, technically. You seem to know that. The Emperor, Five of Wands, the Hanged Man. But you gave it another look. Okay. We gave it another look. has the Emperor, Five of Wands, the Hanged Man. It's kind of like saying, okay, get yourself under control. Do not give in to your temper. Do not give in to anger. Come on. You can't just jump into an ending as an assumed conclusion. Okay, that's fair. King of Pentacles, the World, the Lovers. If you could, I mean, if you wanted to, you could close out this connection. And then the Emperor, Five of Wands, kind of like get a grip on yourself. Hanged Man, hold on. And there's that Hanged Man. So he said, I need space. You need space. Don't react in anger, Leo. Get a hold of that temper, right? The Emperor. Control yourself. Exercise empowerment. Let's think about things clearly. So you backed off, you got some space. They thought about things as well, and you two are able to talk very well, I would say reasonably well, about needs and expectations, standards and boundaries, yes. My goodness, but yeah, you could have, I would say, you could have closed this out, snapped it shut, but you didn't. Okay. Still, be mindful of this part too. It's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. I understand talk shop first, feeling second. But please get to that. Eventually. All right. Okay. Yes. Finding the balance here, as you can see. There it is. So again, part 1, part 2. There's what's obvious and not so obvious. It's cooler, right? Those elements, but yes, that's the plan. All right, I got you. Yes. What was I say? That your advice? Close it out? I see these two trying to work it out, and they're like, hold on. Hanged Man, you got this close to closing it out. Okay. Yeah, there was some anger there. I'm glad that you took some space then. Cooled your thoughts down. Therefore, your actions. It was a good call. Okay. Yeah, poverty, 37. Feeling impoverished, left out, feeling small, being made to feel small, feeling reduced or less than. It's not always about the material world, as in resources. Don't get me wrong, that's clearly important. That's the first thing you two talk about. But there's this feeling here of smallness and helplessness, being impoverished or having less than, right? Someone here was made to feel small, less than, insubstantial. Nobody likes to feel like that. Despair, that's what I'm saying. There's that sadness, there's that anger, and feeling small, being reduced to size. And that might be why I'm seeing that initial, you almost closed it, because it made you feel so very bad. All the more reason, I respect that you two are addressing reality first, but we have got to get to this. Okay, don't be that Leo who's like, I'm not going to show how much it hurt me. That's exactly what you need to talk about. Because let me tell you, if it could get that far once, it can again twice. I know. I don't think they know how much they hurt you, either with word or deed. Right? It was really big of you then to get space from this and get your thoughts clear. They had no idea how close they were to closing this out. Nobody likes to feel reduced. It was a horrible feeling. 37, 32. It was a horrible feeling. So yeah, I can definitely see why you showed me a Page of Cups, little guy, and that you were trying to keep in your right mind about the whole thing. I know. That needs to be gotten to, for both of you. But you more so, I believe. All right. Let's go ahead and get out the meanies. You know, what I think is interesting about these oracles, they'll show images of love and peace and beauty, and then they say all the most horrible shit. They serve a purpose, oracles do. I hate the presentation. I hate them. I hate the presentation. We're going to talk about love in beauty. Okay. In passion. And then they have the most horrible conflicted. I hate you. Pride. It's just ludicrous sometimes. I really would love it if oracle designers took their work seriously, you know? Instead of that contradiction. I hate the contradiction. Oh. But yeah, this is I'm starting to think of it as my j'accuse oracle deck. I accuse you. I only get this one out when, some shit's gone down, right? Distance. That's probably one of the lighter cards. Yeah, we called that early on for you. And it was a good call. I see it. It's here in your advice. It was a good thing. But mind you, you step back into this, and if you're going to make it work with this person, because you understand it's right for you, okay? Then yeah, you need to understand it's right for you, that it's feasible, that it's viable on both sides. Remember, what it is you're willing to put in, you should be getting back, but also this piece right here. Let's not neglect that. But yeah, you got distance. There was separation here. It got really close to a full-on ending. Do they even know that? It needs to be talked about. Not as a threat, but it needs to be talked about. Get real. Ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, good time. See, there's this thing about hurt here. Thrill-seeking excitement, that might have caused the rift. Accusations, perhaps, of chasing ecstasies, cheap thrills, intoxication maybe for somebody. Seeking too many good times, not enough reality. Someone's being emotionally indulgent or, sensationally indulgent, something like that. But there's the accusation there. Okay. On whose side I could not say. All right, but that caused a great deal of pain. To look at you, you're both so serious. But nonetheless, somebody's insistence in having a good time costs the other person, All right, JFCL. We have the medallion of, actually just Scorpio. We have the snowflake here, sign of transformation. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. You might have some really strong Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting to the season, might be important to you, but that's much further out than what I'm reading today. We have the key. Oh, yes, you have the key. Remember that. To any given situation or circumstance, no matter how seemingly difficult, you will always have the key. In other words, you will always have access to a solution. When people say I have no choice, that's actually when they have the most choice. It's just the most uncomfortable. This is when we truly understand that we have the keys to the kingdom, keys to the doors, to lock or unlock any given situation. Okay, you could have let the situation go. That's a choice. But you chose to get distance and think about things. That was also a choice, but you always have the power. Okay? And then we have the tree of life. Oh, yes, your foundation is important to you. I believe you two are deeply connected. You've known for a long time what it is to have a life with each other, to work with each other. Absolutely, that's there. Okay, so this person might be very well part of your foundation for a long-term perspective. That's something that you think about as well. We got to get into those feelings, guys. All right? I respect roots. But we also have feelings here about this relationship that needs more revelation, more deep work, inner work. Okay? There's good things in there, not just the scary parts. All right. Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Sagittarius, please. We're going to start with your side of the board, but reverse energies as you see fit. Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, okay. Over here, Ten of Wands, Seven of Cups, the Sun, shared, King of Cups, Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands, very constructive. Overview, Ace of Wands, you're feeling it too. It's interesting. You have such a straightforward, solid, I would even say logical profile. You really do. But your overall energy, Ace of Wands, oh yeah. Look at that energy. I can do this. Renewal of hope, faith, spirit, passion, direction. Okay. The Sag has got it. You burn bright with it. But you, as a profile, as a person, very logical, very down to earth, very practical. And Four of Pentacles is something here you've been holding on to. You know that. You're aware of it. You've been working through it. So here's the deal with the Four of Pentacles. If you're going to hold on to anything, situation, place, circumstance, person, belief, feeling, action, etc., it's because you're either A, going to work through it, or B, you need to learn to let it go. Okay. You want to work through this. And you know it. You seem to embrace that intellectually. Okay, I want to put some work into this. Ace of Wands. You got the energy available to you now. You got the heat in you now. All right? Over here, Ten of Wands, Seven of Cups, the Sun. My goodness. That person has such a bold, bright energy. And I said, things have not been easy for me. No, realistically they have not. Ten of Wands, and yet nonetheless, they're saying optimism, faith, happiness. Seven of Cups. So like, hey, I'm open to that. And therefore, to some extent, open to you. All right? Yeah, there's a heaviness. They know that. They're not in denial about it. But still, it's like, I'm going to open up. I'm going to open up to you. You put a smile on my face. Why wouldn't I open up to you? You make me happy. They're very honest about it. Shared, King of Cups, Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands. Between the two of you, there's so much good energy, love, passion, and the willingness to communicate. There's a lot of good communication between you and this person, or at least potentially. It's almost like saying you two have always known how to talk. You always know how to talk from the heart. It's interesting when you're on your own, you contemplate things very deeply, but logically. But when you're talking to them, you're all smiles. Feels good. You're much more in flow with your emotions. Okay. So while this person, I'm looking at them, they would tell me, oh yeah, that Sag, they put a smile on my face. And when you're connected to them, they put a smile on your face. Advice, please. Sag, their person, the connection. Advice. The Hermit, Ace of Cups, the Chariot. Oh yeah, a lot of contemplation here. I believe that's coming from you. You already kind of showed me that deep philosophical side. The willingness to learn, Eight of Cups, the Chariot. You better understand where you were coming from in the past and perhaps why you were a little detached. Okay, a little disconnected, the Chariot, wanting to move forward now. Eight of Cups pulls back, the Chariot pushes us forward. Okay. Oh yeah, this is something you've given a lot of thought to. You understand where your detachment was coming from. And you're ready to move it forward now. Yeah. Like I said, the energy is available to you now. And it suits you quite well, as it should your fire sign. Anything else, please? Tower, Seven of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Oh, look at that. Radical release. Wow. Wow. Four of Pentacles, like I said, you're going to hold on to something, no matter what it represents. You either need to work through it or learn to let it go. Okay. There you go. Specifically, there's the spontaneous release of worries. It almost kind of takes your breath away. It surprises you a little bit. Oh. Whatever this is I was holding on to, I had my doubts, yeah. I had my suspicions, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've worked through my Eight of Cups. I understand why I was detached. It was important for me to take the time to work through these things, and so you did. But yeah, whatever it is that was causing you frustrations mentally, okay. your fears, your anxieties, what kept you at bay. It kept you kind of detached from this connection for a little while. It's like, it doesn't matter. I can let it go. I understand why I was absent. Okay. It's more like a red herring right there. The excuses, right? For the Eight of Cups, like, no. It really doesn't matter, you're saying. These are just excuses. These were my fears playing up on me. That's all. I know where they were coming from now. Okay. A lot of love here. Ask for help from others. Right? Never be an island. But yeah, there might be a request for help from one or both of you to each other, certainly. But once more, they're just emphasizing to me that you can talk to this person and be real with them. Okay? But yeah, there might be a request for help here. Intimacy. Yeah, when you two are connected, I see it. I see the bond, specifically through words. They already told me, when they're connected to you, it's not the easiest, no. But point blank, this connection in you specifically makes them happy. And when you talk to them, you feel the same dang way. It's an intimate bond. But confiding, see? There's something to that. Asking for help from others, specifically with each other. We can confide in each other. These two. You can talk to them in a way that you can't with others, maybe. But for a while there, you pulled back. You had to work through something. The doubts got the better of you, but that wasn't really it. Like I said, that was a red herring. It was an excuse for the emotional detachment. You worked through it. Now you're ready to move things forward. I believe. S-O-Z-H. We have the Medallion of Pisces and Libra. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the seasons, might be important to you, although they're much further out than what I'm reading here today. So, again, it has more to do with the placements here. See, where are we in time? Oh, yeah. Let's pull some of these. Toil and labor, hard work, a lot of hard work. I know that's more like your nature. You work very hard. Nothing was handed to you. And that includes any personal insights. You don't expect that to just kind of magically fall into place. Some of you really have to work very hard to understand your paths, point, purpose, meaning, context, before you can land on a safe conclusion for yourself. Nothing's come easily to you. You've worked hard all your life. How you process things, no different. Yeah, but you're not afraid of hard work. You're really not. 38. In fact, for many of you, hard work is a cornerstone to who you are. And that's not true for everybody. This storm has passed. And coffin ending storm. The turmoil has passed. It's done. It's put to bed. So whatever the major conflict was, whatever that energetic and emotional storm was, it's done. Okay? Within, so without. No, they don't look like they want to raise heck with you. What they want to raise with you is happiness. Just talk to you. Okay. Saggy, I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aries. Right. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but reverse energies as you see fit. Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Cups, the Star. Oh, fancy. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Moon. Oh, okay. Interesting. Shared, Three of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Overview, Eight of Wands, incoming. Heads up. Communication on the way. It's coming. Either you're the recipient or you're putting it out there. I believe it's headed towards you. I do. Wheel of Fortune, Three of Cups, the Star. Because after so much time, something is coming back around in your timeline. It's a connection you are familiar with. Three of Cups, to connect, reconnect. It's going to be reconnect in this position, the Star. This is actually something in some way you never really gave up hope for. You always kind of wished for it somewhere in the back of your heart and your mind and your spirit, somewhere in there. You had always kind of hoped for this, but it's kind of vague. It's far away. You haven't connected to this wish in a long time. To connect to this one day, reconnect to it, talk to it. Okay. But it's coming on through, it seems. All right. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Moon. Oh, let me tell you something. That one's very grounded, very focused, smart, learned, has something to say. But there is subtext to the text. So this is what we can see and participate with. Someone who's grounded, right? Someone who's got it together. They got a sharp mind. And then there's the Moon. So they're not saying everything. They're not giving everything away all up front right away. Perhaps there'll be more on that later. But for now, think of that top 2/3 as this is what I want you to know. And I got some secrets too. Okay. Doesn't necessarily mean it's malicious. But, like I said, there's subtext to the text. Okay. Between the two of you, Three of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. You know, I can see that you've both been disappointed in this connection to some degree, in some way. All right. Now, mind you, once more, you haven't connected to this in a long time. But that's not to say that to this day, you don't still feel the echoes of pain and disappointment and rejection. They do, too, in their own way. Okay, you both have this in common. You both yet still have something to give this connection if you're so inclined. We advocate empowerment and free will in this channel. I'm not saying you have to. I read what's here, not what isn't. So while you both have the opportunity to invest in this connection or reinvest in this connection, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, you know, a lot can be done here with very little. All right? It's still up to you both. But the opportunity is here. But yeah, this does represent a realistic investment, at least to begin with, via communication. I'm just very curious about the part that they're not telling you. Hidden emotions, sure. An underlying agenda, right? I'm curious about that. But for your side, oh yeah, this is something that you really used to wish for, rise to the occasion for, reached for, to connect to it, to keep it connected. And why it disappeared, I don't know. You would know. Again, there's already pre-existing history of disappointment between you two, more so where reality is. The ability to invest in each other. Take the connection seriously, invest in it properly. You both know that to some extent. Let's get some advice, please. Aries, this person, the connection, the energies. Queen of Swords, the Chariot, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it's been somebody's decision. There's the Wheel of Fortune twice to show up. So here we have clarity, a lot of focus, intentionality. The Chariot, I'm going to move it forward. Wheel of Fortune, it's been a while since I connected to Aries or this connection or this situation. So this is done so thoughtfully. Like I said, it's very straightforward. Someone here said, I made up my mind. Here I go. Okay. So, just to let you know, it's not random. It might come in that way, but it's not. I'm just really curious about the tone of the moon there. Because I see the forward thoughts, and they have direction, they have shape, right? They have form and function. But what's that hidden energy about? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. What's the subtext to the text, please? Justice, Page of Wands, Two of Swords. Hesitant. Uncertainty, a little bit of insecurity here about balance. Page of Wands, would you be open to it? Yeah. Okay, so they're operating under that guise of you don't know until you find out, right? So they want to find out. But there's hesitation here, a little bit of insecurity, and that's because of the pre-existing disappointment between you two. But Justice, Page of Wands, Two of Swords. Nervousness here. Nervousness, little insecurity. I don't know if Aries will take to this, or if they'll be agreeable to the balance. Nevertheless, I still see them pressing forward. Okay. But yeah, there is legit nervousness. Will you be receptive to the effort or to the communication? They don't want you to see that nervousness or the hesitation. The insecurity. It's not a lot. But it does tell me this person's prideful. And there is hesitation here because of the pre-existing pain between you two. Okay. So I don't know if Aries will be agreeable or if they'll take me seriously, because at some point the connection between you two, there's a failure here around that seriousness element. Right? Okay. It's kind of like, I know what it is to reject the reality of this. They might do the same to me now, and that's realistic. Okay. But nonetheless, you're kind of showing me, it's like, I'm fine. 3 Cups, the Star. It's okay. You don't seem to be bothered. You don't seem to be upset about it. You seem to welcome the communication to some extent. What your actual words will be in response, that's entirely up to you. But for the most part, spiritually, you look fine. All right? You do. In the near future. Yeah. Coming up soon. Sooner rather than later. Okay? A courthouse, official news, business. There's the forefront of our thinking, right? We have official reason to be talking to you. Yeah, there is. I know. That's already been accounted for. I see the logic. I see the practicality here in the communication. There is official reason to talk to you. Okay, we see the rolled up papers. All right. In the lawyer's hand here. I was like, no, I have reason to be here. I have business. Yeah. Yeah, very official reasons. I have no doubt. And there's this note of the right thing to do. Justice. Will you be receptive to it? Yeah. Seems like you are. But perhaps you will not know until you're in the situation. There it is. It was a matter of time, though. Oh. So we have an official reason to talk to you, but the fact of the matter is we've been wanting this for a long time, so you're not the only one who has the star attached to this. There's that message. Don't get me wrong. I still see that this is something that you've desired to connect to for a while, and it's okay. I'm not saying obsession or anything like that, or malicious thoughts on your end. No. Simple desire. But also, I think, a reason to talk to you. Okay? Okay. Let's take a look-see. Conflicted. There's that back and forth. The conflicted, I see it. There is a little bit of a finality there, peeking out, and understanding that perhaps things are over. So that would also explain to some extent the conflict I'm seeing in this person's moon energy. Nervousness. while they have official reason to talk to you, are you agreeable? Will you agree to the balance? And there's the conflict right there. Okay. In some way, the rejection of that Ace of Pentacles in reality between you two, Three of Swords, heartbreak, disappointment, etc. Yeah, they're aware of it. They're aware of it. So guys, if I were you, if I was on the receiving end of this, I would just tell you manage expectations. Think of it as a pleasant conversation and leave it at that. All right? I wouldn't expect much more from this other than the fact that this person has something on their mind. There's some energy behind it. But for the most part, yeah, I think it's going to really kind of stop and start with that Eight of Wands. All right? So while I understand you've been desiring to connect to this, it seems to be a very limited experience. There's something here this person feels they have to say or they should say. But yeah. All right. Just FYI. Manage expectations. Think of it as a limited series, yeah? Limited series. It's an important part of the story, but it has a very, very short window in which it will express itself and reveal its story. And it won't be renewed for another season, I don't think. All right. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not. But it really does seem to start and stop with a little bit of back and forth. There's something on their mind. Okay. There's some legit conversation in there, and then it just seems to stop. In other words, I don't think they're prepared to do any more with the Ace of Pentacles with you in the near future than they were in the past. Okay. C, V, R, we have your medallion and that of Taurus. Of course, you might have some very strong Taurus in your chart, and you also might be a double, triple Aries. Could be connecting to, obviously. The seasons are clearly going to be important to you. They've already passed, but still. Yeah, there might have been some strong influential energy not too long ago, a couple months ago. All right, Aries, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse energies as you see fit. King of Swords, Six of Swords, Queen of Wands. Over here, King of Wands, Judgment, Ten of Wands. Between the two of you, Knight of Wands, Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. My goodness. Overview, strength. Yeah. Being strong at this time. Maybe a little stubborn. What? Yeah, maybe a little stubborn. Just a little bit. Being strong. But pride is definitely coming into play for you. It's not that you want to be separated from this person, is that you're telling yourself you have to keep yourself separated from them. At King of Swords, you're like, I'm crystal clear. I am focused. Clear-eyed, Christina. Nothing but solid, clear thoughts. Six of Swords. I told myself to move on. And yet, on the other side of your moving on, you're showing me a glowing Queen of Wands. You're still attracted to this. It still gets you fired up. Sometimes for reasons of strength, I must abstain. But you still find yourself drawn to it, at least energetically. So while you're saying, I've moved on, you haven't actually completely moved on. There's a tie that binds you both, all right? Over here, they're showing me something very similar. Oh yeah, they still get worked up over you as well. And King of Wands, Judgment, Ten of Wands. But it's kind of like saying, it's just so hard for me to come to terms with my feelings or my connection to Aquarius. So, no, I'm just going to stay right over here as well. They have lessons. Granted, they do. They have lessons. But my goodness, they are resisting incorporating them. They have a calling there, attachment. Hey, whoever this is, look, there's something here we need you to realize. Like Ten of Wands, no, it's too hard. I'm rejecting the lesson right now because I can't I just can't. I just can't. And yet they still burn bright for you as well. Between the two of you, Knight of Wands, Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. My goodness, you two go way back, eh? A lot of passion there, both sides. Still is, as we noted. Noted. And Six of Cups, there's a history there. It's a unique history. You could say it's soul bonded, yes. Queen of Pentacles, you two, let's be clear about this, are very fond of each other. Very. We love each other. But what really comes through between the two of you is the passion and the kind of stubbornness. Okay. I feel what I feel. I know what I know. I must abstain. But let's be clear. You two are still sharing a signal. Intensity, pride. But for their side, I see them very much resisting the lesson. Okay. And while you have told yourself intellectually, I've moved on. You still find yourself attracted to them. And that's not a crime. But let's be real, it's not over. It's not over. I'm going to say it's at a distance, certainly. You're showing me a willingness to refrain, abstain. They're doing the same. You, it's because you told yourself, I have to move on. But for them, stubbornness around their lessons, insight. Okay. If they ever become more agreeable to judgment, I have no doubt the energy between you two will become unblocked. And the distance will shrink. Oh, but yeah, these two people are crazy about each other. And you care about each other a lot with the Queen of Pentacles there. There is still very much a desire to not just connect, but to actually nurture each other. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. It's almost like you're showing me what people put in the comments all the time. Well, the ball's in their court. So, in other words, it's not actually over. You know it. They know it. But we can definitely get that impression because two people, neither one are willing to relent. I don't know, guys. Sometimes pride can be so helpful. It really can. In terms of reinforcing one's sense of values, standards, beliefs, retaining dignity. But also, pride, when used incorrectly, can keep us away from not just the person we desire, but who we are fundamentally on the inside. I don't have to change. I don't have any lessons to incorporate. Well, I told myself I'd keep myself at a distance, and maybe you're right to do that. Maybe they need this distance to kind of force their energetic hand, if you will, to incorporate some lessons that are clearly overdue at this point. So, it's not that you're wrong, no. But let's be real, it ain't over. Let's get some advice, please. You two are deeply passionate and you're both ambitious. I don't think either one of you is too accustomed to being told no. Well, let's be said, the both of you are more alike than you are different. And you know it. Okay. Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit. Yeah. Oh, no. Thing is, there is a focus here on understanding, learning. Oh, yeah. Learning a lot like crazy. Focusing on oneself. This is a good thing. Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit. Yep. Absolutely. But let's be clear. We'd rather heal with each other. There's that insistence. I need to focus on me. I don't disagree. I do. Oh, sorry. Got a lot of hair. 3 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords. And it hurts. Because there's a real question here. What's really causing the heartache is this question of will we ever connect again or reconnect again? Oh yeah, I said it already. It's not over. It's just the impression of it. So on the inside, okay, in our fears, particularly of our mind, we're afraid. We're afraid we'll never connect to this again. Okay? That's one of the things that you need to think about. I know you said you keep your distance, but you don't want it to be over either. All right? And that's part of your truth as well. But I respect that you're giving them perhaps an enforced space, an enforced distance, so they can figure out whatever the heck it is they needed to figure out before they reapproach this connection. All right? So fair. But let's be real. You don't actually want this to be over or to quit it. I would say room for repairs. Five of Cups. Yeah, I'm not going to keep pursuing this. Yeah. Yeah, there's disappointments here. It hurts. Okay. All right. So maintain your distance for now, but I promise you, you two still long for each other. You're still crazy about each other. But you're holding out. You're holding out for them to work through something before this connection can continue. Okay? Oh, you're ready. Sense of readiness there? When you're ready to talk, or they're ready to talk, or reemerge, like, yeah, I'll be ready. I am. Right? I've been focused on myself. I'll be ready. Yeah. You're ready. So you want to be ready. You want them to be ready too. Okay. Yes. Direction, guidance, and then also be mindful of your North Node. Of course, for some of you, Aquarius might be your North Node. Rising to those traits and characteristics during times of challenge, crisis. Okay? Reach into that. All right? But there's this idea of I'm aiming for a higher destiny in this connection with myself. Good. It's just a matter of time, though. Here we have the intricacies of the cuckoo clock. You see all the gears. Everything that represents time is in motion. Okay? If we knew how intricate it was, we wouldn't be so impatient. But it is indeed a matter of time. Before word, we see the bird. Message comes through. It's just a matter of time. The gears must turn. All right. 3716. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pull some of these. Mirroring, yeah, see, reflections. We very much want to share our reflections. You two mirror each other. Like I said, you're more alike than you're different. Oh yeah, no, this isn't over. It's not. You could call that twin flames. It's up to you. Okay? If you believe in that. I believe in soul bonds, and by my book, that's more than enough. But yeah, you two are definitely mirroring each other. You have very similar feeling. Right? You two have a lot to learn from each other. All right, EYVRN. We have the medallions of Scorpio and Cancer. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, and the seasons might be important to you. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Gemini, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. But reverse those energies as you see fit. Page of Swords, Six of Wands, Queen of Swords. Okay, what's up? Nine of Pentacles, Devil. Four Wands, ew. That's a bit of a contradiction there. A little bit. We'll talk about it. Shared, Ten of Wands, the Tower, the Four of Cups. Yeah. I can see that. Overview, Page of Cups. It's interesting. You're saying, I figured something out. And you having figured this out, you're saying it's giving you a lot of confidence, which is good. All right, you're going to need it. Yeah, but you've been working on something, trying to keep your mind open in a particular direction. I'm learning. And boy, howdy. You went from a Page of Swords to the Queen of Swords, so that's what you call an accelerant. Page of Swords only has one of two interpretations. One, spying. Two, see of an idea. That's you. Little guy grew exponentially and quickly. Yeah. And now you're showing me Six of Wands. I got it. I figured it out. I dialed it in. Yeah, so you did. Over here, Nine of Pentacles, Devil. Four of Wands. You know, bit of a contradiction there. It's kind of like saying, I'm single, I'm my own person, but this relationship is mine. I am my own person, right? I'm my own individual. Okay. I ain't tied down to nothing and nobody. But we're part of something, and don't forget it. So they're showing me kind of, well, frankly, possessive ownership. This relationship is mine, but also I am me. I'm a Nine of Pentacles. So it's kind of like saying, I'm single, respect that. Don't put any expectations on me. I am my own person. But there better be an understanding here. You and I are in a relationship. You're mine. Contradiction. So it's a very weird way of saying, you know, I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want to be seen and perceived and interacted with as single. But I also want to know and absolutely claim our relationship. Yeah, it's a little possessive. It's at the heart of the reading. The Devil, literally, the Four of Wands. So not great. Not a great attachment style. Very insecure. Shared, Ten of Wands, the Tower, Four of Cups. What I just said, you figured out. It's a very insecure attachment style. This is not a healthy, constructive relationship. You can't have it both ways. You don't get to say you're single, right, when you're out there in the world walking around as a person, and then claim me in a weirdly kind of possessive relationship energy. No. That's not how this works. But you figured it out. This isn't real. It's coming from a really odd, twisted, insecure place. And you're like, you're saying I get it. To some extent you understand. But you're also seeing how destructive it is to remain attached to it or participate. That is... That's a hellhole of energies right there. Ten of Wands, the Tower, Four of Cups. You both share this to some extent. You, knowing what you know now, you understand the falseness of it, the folly of it, how unnecessarily hard this has been, trying to adopt their point of view like it makes sense, and you're like, it doesn't make sense, and I figured that out. You're right, it doesn't. It just makes you miserable. And you understand that their attachment style is making themselves miserable as well as you. The difference is that you actually seem to have insight on the matter. They're still saying this is how it is. Accept it. That's coming from an unhealthy place. So while you're both subject to the same kind of twisted energies, one of you has clarity, the other one insists this is normal. And this is no good. Still in denial. The other person, remarkable, sobering clarity. That would be you. Okay? It's a choice to participate in something like this, particularly enable someone else's shadow attachments, their fears, playing along. Oh yeah, you're totally single. Don't worry about it. Not at all. I have no problem you going out in the world and acting like you're all on your own. You're totally single and available. And then you come home to me and act really weirdly possessive and selfish. Yeah, that's perfectly normal and healthy and fine. No, it's a choice to play into that. But first you gotta figure it out, right? And if you continue to keep up with that, then you're absolutely participating at some point. But for most people who are relatively healthy, they're like, oh, okay, there's what you're presenting, and there's what's happening between us. This is a contradiction. This is not healthy. This is no good, and it doesn't make me feel any more secure about being connected to you. What's best for me? Oh, what's best for me is to get the hell out of here. Yeah. So, you being Gemini, I'm not surprised at all that you are showing me mental competence and having figured something out. Okay? Gives you a sense of control again, right? And allows you to develop, frankly, a strategy. But yeah. That's oh dear. That's a mess. That's what that is. But you don't have to keep choosing that mess. Oh yeah, insecurity issues, commitment phobe, someone who's being extraordinarily selfish with their own sense of individuation and time. I don't owe you anything, but also, yeah, we're in something. So give to me the good stuff. Give me the goods, you know, the love, the affection, the sex, whatever it is. But I also get to act like I'm not attached to anybody. No, that's not... That's no good. That's no bueno. We don't want that. That's gross. Oh yeah, no, that can only take you to weird, twisted, and gross places if you play into that. Until you figure it out, though, yeah, you play into it. You walk into the trap a little bit, but don't go so far in that you're like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Wait, can I act single? No, you can't. You're with me. That's that possessive bullshit. Me though, well, it's different for me. Why do you have a different standard compared to myself? How dare you question it? I'm with you. When we're together, I'm with you. Be happy with that. No, actually. I'm not. It's weird. You're weird. This connection's weird. Your expectations are fucked. I gotta go. You see? There you go. Long story short, honey, if it makes you feel bad... If it makes you feel like a dirty little secret, yeah, there you go. It tells you everything you need to know about their point of view. Not necessarily about you. That's already skewed and messed up. How they perceive themselves and their more intimate connections is not correct. Okay. There's that Four of Wands again. Four of Cups, Queen of Wands. See, I don't like that. There's that Four of Wands again. There it is. Relationship, Four of Cups. You're unhappy. A Queen of Wands, like, I understand the attractions here. It is selfish, guys. It's incredibly selfish. I believe this person wants access. This is not intimate tarot. I got to point that out. But I do believe this person wants access to your sexual energy. Long story short. Outwardly, we're not in a relationship. Privately, I have access to you, your physical person. And just me. And as I very intentionally call this relationship, but it's very selfish. I'm saying nothing but physical 3D selfishness here. Okay? If it makes you feel that bad and so invaluable, except for your sexual energy, you have all the answers you need. Okay? So that's what I'm reduced to for you, eh? How you get your rocks off. Okay. And you don't want anyone else to have access to it. Okay. You know, yeah, I mean, this device is extraordinarily simple. Block that shit. That's it. Don't entertain it. Don't humor it. It might have been fun for the first 5 minutes when it was extraordinarily attractive and alive and sexy and all that tension was in the air, but now you know what you know. It's making you increasingly uncomfortable. This is not your preferred... This is not your preferred approach or investment style in a relationship. It's not one. It's way too twisted up in there. Way too twisted up. And it's only a choice for you to participate once you become cognizant of what the hell it is you're working with. Once you understand the contradiction, Gemini, honey. Okay? Once you understand the contradiction, it's up to you to continue to live in it. Enable it. Okay? So Guys, there's no sex in the world that can be this good that you would play along with it. It's twisted. The expectations are twisted, and they're not going to untwist themselves, not for you. You've already been put into a particular corner of a box, and that would be the sex box, but not a real relationship corner either. Okay? So, guys, I just say block it. If it makes you feel that bad, and it looks like it does, then guess what? You know what to expect. So I'm glad you figured out what you needed to figure out. I think you've done your best to try to understand this person. But honestly, it's you at this point. You need to understand your own sense of self, your own mind, okay, what it is you want to do with this, because you are no longer obligated to understand them. You can't reason your way in or out of something like that. You can't really rationalize it. If you want to play into that delusion, you can. But I wouldn't recommend it. Don't make excuses for them, their attitude or their energy around the beliefs. They're going to say what they need to say in order to keep getting access to what they want access to. So I really wouldn't believe anything this person has to say about why that contradiction exists. Accept it at face value as their truth, but not yours. Okay. I see how bad it makes you feel. Yeah, I say block that shit. You must have a hell of a honeypot, honey. Be you male or female? My goodness. My goodness. I want to, what is it some folks say? I know this sounds disgusting. It's supposed to. I want you to understand what I'm saying here. Trap it and tap it. But it's not a real relationship to them, no. Not at all. I think you see it with crystal and clear vision. Mm-hmm. Take action. Romance. Take action. Well, I believe you want real emotional connectivity. Yes, I don't think you're going to find it with this one. No, so take action. If you want true love, true romance. Isn't that a movie? True Romance. Starring Christian Slater. One of the Arquettes. Patricia Arquette? Yeah, that's a great movie. A True Romance. Let me know if you've seen that. Gary Oldman was in it too. It's a whole cast. Oh my gosh. Anyway, if you want true romance, true love, you gotta take action, baby. This ain't it. Okay? That's not the one to take action towards, but take action on your own behalf. Know what it is that you want. Aim accordingly. You gotta block this. It's because it's in your best interest to do so. I completely agree. Thoughts. Oh, yes. Develop your thoughts, please. But indeed, develop your thoughts. Make sure that you are understanding what you're seeing and experiencing here. Okay? False person in reverse. Okay? You get clear. Don't be the false person. Don't play in the delusion. Don't be like them. Okay? But get your thoughts clear. Think on their image clearly. Reflect on them. Reflect on the contradiction. Don't be like that. It's a choice. It's a choice to be a false person. It really is. You don't have to be. Okay. And then also, be mindful of your North Node, where it is that you are meant to rise in times of challenge and conflict. Okay. What are those traits and characteristics you are meant to rise to? Okay. Follow your compass. Follow your own sense of path and purpose. Not this. This ain't it. Okay? But don't be a false person. Don't play into it. Don't enable them. Okay? Between the two of you, one of you needs to be honest about what the hell's actually going on. It's making you increasingly unhappy. Foundation. Established family security. Yeah, there's nothing about this that feels very secure. In order to have that kind of home or relationship, it has to be claimed. Like, honestly claimed. We want family, you want security. I don't know how you're going to get it with this person. All right? You want the love. You want the foundation. Say yes to the person who can offer those things. Not someone who puts you into a little corner that's labeled sex. That's it. That's all there is to it, folks. G-A-V-U, and then you have the key. Yes, you have the key to release yourself to any given situation. You can release yourself from anything, no matter how difficult. You have choice. You have say. Lock and unlock doors. Change a whole world, but you got to remember you have the key. All right, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on? Show me, Libra. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse energies as you see fit. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Knight of Cups. You look lovely. Three of Pentacles, the Magician, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, interesting. Okay, shared. Ten of Wands, Seven of Swords, Page of Wands. I don't think we're on the same page here. I do not. Yeah, Five of Pentacles in your overview. Listen. I'm looking at a Libra that you're slowly but surely on your own path, and you want to be surrounded by love. Real, loving, supportive connections, unions. It's very open-ended here in the Two of Cups, non-specific. Knight of Cups. That's just where I see you headed. Just love. Love and the appreciation of love and connecting to people for reasons of love. Okay. And I see you trying to leave this Five of Pentacles behind, and it's right here. Very different. Three of Pentacles, the Magician, Eight of Pentacles. Someone is actively summoning you and your effort for reasons, it seems, of work, collaboration, partnership. A lot of heavy 3D energies here. Okay. But not necessarily love. It's like, hey, I'm missing Libra. Where'd you go? You got to come back over here and work on things with me as a friend or a partner, etc. You know, when we put our heads together, we create a lot of opportunity, coin, resources. And you're like, yeah, but that's not what I was trying to connect to. So you weren't. You want to connect to love. This person wants to connect to possibly the advantage of being connected to you, material-wise. And you're like, I had to get off that path, you know? Stop investing in this particular direction because, dang it, I want love. They're like, I want coin. I want work with you. And I have no doubt that when you two indeed did put your heads together, a wealth of productive activity ensued. I have no doubt. A lot of resources available here. And they want that. They want to create that coin, those opportunities with you, but not necessarily love. Shared, you're like, yeah, I know. I was there. It caused you a lot of tension. Ten of Wands, Seven of Swords, Page of Wands. You're like, I couldn't afford to keep myself open to this. You're saying it was a huge labor. And what's weird is that they know that. They were there too. You both share this. Ten of Wands, Seven of Swords, Page of Wands. They know you being open to them for work reasons costs a lot of energy on your part. They know that. But they're not, someone here is not fully honest about it. How much it takes to be connected to that person, to be associated with them. It's a hardship. It was hard wearing, at least I believe on your side of things. It was hard wearing for you, not necessarily them. I believe that they benefited more from being connected to you for reasons of, well, again, resources. Material world energies. Mm-hmm. But there doesn't seem to be a full admission of that. No. We both gained from this. Well, that rather depends on why someone was investing. If one person was investing for the reason of coin, resources, productive effort, then indeed they benefited. Despite the work that went into it, they still benefited at the end of the day. If the other person was investing because they wanted more of the emotional piece and they weren't getting it, then what coin was returned to them is irrelevant. We weren't on the same page. So I understand that someone is summoning you, your effort, but it's exactly for the reasons that you were already pre-exposed to, coin. You're on a path to love. You had to break from this because the investment was pretty much a one-way street and not what you were trying to do or accomplish. You were trying to accomplish love, not coin. It sucks because someone here is really trying to minimize that, like, oh, no, that wasn't the issue. That wasn't the problem. Oh. Your message has been generously blessed with Our Lady of Perpetual Lawn Care. Can you even hear me right now? The neighborhood's kicking off today. My goodness. But that would be Bob or Bob's assistant. Can't say I'm surprised. He's pretty regular with his maintenance schedule, I must say. All right. Let's get some advice, please, for Libra. But again, with manifestation, okay. You know, in order for someone to, well, be summoned, they have to be agreeable to the signal, and you don't look terribly agreeable to the signal. You don't, but you already know why. Five of Pentacles, that's why you broke from the path with this person, because you're trying to pursue love and be open to love, and you have a soft, beautiful, vulnerable heart, and you want to connect it to the right people. I don't like that. It's a little snaky. It's like, oh no, there weren't any major issues there. Yeah, it was hard work, but that wasn't. No, it's like that. Someone here is refusing to acknowledge what being part of this connection cost you, other than your effort. Three of Cups, the Lovers, Page of Cups. Yes, indeed. I do see you wanting to connect in the general sense. You're on that path. I'm glad that you rerouted yourself more in accordance to what your heart feels. I'm glad you did, because you'll be connecting to someone special soon, if you haven't already. Three of Cups, the Lovers, Page of Cups. This is someone who also wants to connect to you for the right reasons of love and passion and deep connectivity. I'm very glad you rerouted yourself. I'm glad you broke from this. I'm sure it was a productive alliance, but it cost you a lot to invest in that direction, and someone acting like they didn't know. This one, that's special. You're on your way to connecting to them soon. A couple days maybe, if you haven't already. Good. I'm glad you got back on your path. I want people to accomplish what's important to them. Okay? If you continuing to build coin with this person was important to you, then you'd had no reason to break from it. So why did you break? Well, because I wanted to pursue love. They just wanted to keep me there to work with them, because obviously we're a great team when it comes to coin, but I'm not looking for that kind of partner. It cost me a lot to invest in their direction, their way. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay, so what were you trying to do? Pursue love. Okay, so did you get back on that path? You're like, I sure did. And I'm happy for you. That's good. That's wonderful. Judgment, the devil. See the High Priestess. Listen. You just had three majors. Listen. Something here felt a little too consuming. I told you I was uncomfortable the way somebody was denying what it actually cost you to stay connected to them. There's a reason why someone's touched with the greedy monster. It was a matter of time before you figured it out. And while you're showing me mentally, you may not have dialed that in. Spiritually, you did. That's why you left. It's quite the advantage to be connected to you. For your resources, your connections, your network, something. That's not why you put the work in with this person. not acknowledging that bothers me. In other words, they knew what you were interested in. But it was all about the coin. So yeah, someone here's a little touch of the greedy monster. Yeah, it's non-admission. Right? Non-admission. That way we have space for deniability. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like that. No. Libra knew they were working with me. They knew they were working with me. They knew it had nothing to do with feelings. Yeah, you encouraging their presence or their actual work efforts, I'm sure, was not coming from a bad place in you. Anyway, even if you hadn't intellectually dialed that in, you felt it spiritually, that in some way you were being used. Okay. You made a good judgment call. You're saying it cost you a lot to stay connected to this person. Yeah, you felt that you were being used. Long story short. I'm glad you listened to yourself. But this beautiful connection here, oh, very soon. Deep too, very deep. It's going to take you to all the right places. Yeah. Wait. I would never tell anybody to wait. Just know in the general sense what is worth waiting for. It is perfectly fine to wait for the right love before you fully commit to it or give your heart away. It is not okay for the wrong person to become the so-called right one, in which case you're waiting on the wrong person to be the right one. This is never good. I'm glad you told yourself, at least with this situation, to stop waiting for them to show feeling or demonstrate it. They know why they were connecting to you. And they completely minimized what it cost you. Your emotional self, while you were working with them. But this one, right over here, not quite yet, but it's a-coming. That beautiful connection. Not too much longer. I'm looking at it. I see it in days. Okay. Concern, 33. Yeah, I see where the concern hit. And again, even if it hadn't occurred to you as a crystallized thought, there is a feeling gnawing away at you. This is a greedy person I'm connected to. They want me around for what I can give them or how I can work with them. They don't actually want me, and they're not going to actually develop feelings with me. They play into it. They absolutely play into it, and that's the part they dumb down. They play into it like, no, it's not about that. Yeah. They work hard. It costs you a lot to work with this person. My goodness, it costs you a lot to work with this person. It's like, where is my toil and labor going to exactly? Am I working for love here? Or am I working to meet this person's bottom line? Acting like that's not the case. That's exactly the case. They're leaning into your feeling for you to do the work. I know it. And in some way you do too. When someone stoops that low, that's their bar, not yours. Leaning in, pressing into your feelings, coaxing them, encouraging them. Yeah, this is about love. It's about that little feeling between us. Hey, do you want to partner up on this, that, and the other? Put together these projects? Knock out that coin? What do you say? Huh? Yeah, it's special. Totally special. You know, we got a quota to meet. Now that you've agreed, right? Kind of like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they want you back working. Man, you must be really good with that coin. Spying, silence. This is not meant to be in the reverse, but for your part, I'm sure you try not to look in on them and that you retain your silence. And that's part of the gig of being intuitive. It's not just about what you feel, it's how you can keep quiet about it. Those soft impressions. So you try not to look and you retain your silence. Okay. They're manifesting you. We can assume to some extent that they probably look in on you. Yeah. I'm glad, though. You'll be connecting to a deep love energy very soon. It looks great. And just what you were hoping for. And nothing like that. P, N, Q, V, R. 2 Qs and a Z. All right, we have the medallion of Scorpio, Aries. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to. The season might be important to you. And once more, everybody's getting the key. Emphasizing for a lot of collectives, you have choices to make. You are not helpless, right? You're not a victim. You get to say which doors you open and close. You slam shut or you kick open, but you have say. Yeah, you have the key. Remember that, always. All right, Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Taurus, please. Okay. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board. But reverse those energies as you see fit. 9 of Pentacles, the Magician, the World. Okay. Over here, Judgment, Page of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Oh. Isn't that the way of it? Just as you give up, someone else opens up. Well, there's a reason why. Shared. A Devil. 8 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. I don't like where it's coming from. I don't think you do either. Overview. 4 of Wands. Kinda. Formerly known as a relationship. Now listen. 4 of Wands in your overview. Once more. Relationship. How two people define it. And this has been with you for a while. You looking at this relationship and trying to define it. And P.S. Is there anything left to define? So the fact that this is in your overview, it's weighing on you, and it has been for a while. Okay. This is not random. This is not impulsive. 9 of Pentacles, the Magician, the World. You said me, personally, me, myself, and I, as a Taurus. I'm done. Saying I'm deciding this for me. 9 of Pentacles, the Magician, the World. In fact, if anything, you're showing me manifestation of expediting this closure. You've had a lot of time to think about this, contemplate it, and it's kind of like I'd rather be on my own than stay connected to this. You identified as being part of a relationship for a long time, but now you see yourself on your own. Okay, so a lot of time has passed for you. And I tell you what, it's the way of it. Just when you close something out, when you say, I'm done, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm about, I take ownership, me, myself, and I, right? This is Taurus deciding here. The other person senses it and says, oh, I should go back and take a look at that, readdress that, try to open up to it. Tale as old as time. And I give a little chuckle because I've seen it so many times, and I will continue to see it. And somebody is really done, like done. From within, so without. Completely done. The other person, all their alarm bells finally kick off. Okay, all the signals, all the signs, all the lessons that they were hesitant to learn come rushing in. Oh, I should open up now. And Judgment, Page of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Just as you were switching off, this one's switching on. Taurus, I'm opening up. I'm here. I've learned my lessons. Listen, I'm ready to nurture. I'm ready to support. I'm ready to love. I'm ready to listen. Okay. Shared, listen, Devil, 8 of Wands, Knights of Pentacles. Communication doesn't feel good. Not at all. It feels skewed. Intentionally skewed. This is what I'm telling you. These are my honeyed words, or these are my loud, angry words. I don't know. But the presentation is absolutely skewed. It's meant to be. See things my way. Listen to me. Either with sweet honey words or with angered ones. I can't quite tell the way the devil's sitting here. But I'm thinking it's leaning more towards the sweet honey words, what I think you want to hear, because of the offer to be more present, nurturing, and caring right there. Okay. Whatever it is you need to hear, I'm going to say it. I promise it's real and authentic. We take our time. We take all the time you need. I know you like to go slow, Taurus, honey. That's your style. I get it. Baby, just talk to me. We'll work on it. Love, love, love. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Something like that. Now, I'm not saying they're a bad person, but it is manipulation to some extent. Communication, verbal or otherwise. It's manipulative. In other words, not only now did we finally decide to open up when Taurus closed this out, like officially close it out, we're reapproaching it ass backwards, shoes on the wrong fucking feet. So, dude. I don't know what the deal is. What's the point? I mean, there might have been something there, right? There might have been something there. Had we approached this, okay, you switch off, they switch on. Okay, it happens all the time. I say it. I was the first one to say it. I see it all the time in tarot. Okay, there is still a possibility to readdress things if done correctly, honestly, so on and so forth. So if maybe things would have been different if they just hadn't opted in for manipulation. And here's the thing, you feel it. It makes you feel bad almost immediately. This is shared. So someone's putting forward the words. Whoever the receiver is, they feel bad. Like they know they're being pulled in a particular direction via deception, manipulation. And the other person, they leaned on those, I want to say, tactics almost immediately. So it's almost like a panic reaction. I see or sense or just understand in some way you are completely done. Oh, my desperation energy kicked in. Those lessons I probably should have incorporated before this moment. I'm just down doing it. That's my bad. What can I say? I'm a procrastinator. I'm a lazy student. I don't know. But now we're panicking and we got to say what we got to say. But it's done so in such a controlled way. Controlled way. Yeah, someone's accustomed to this. No pressure while I'm pressuring you. I know I'm not trying to talk you into anything as I'm trying to talk you into something. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. Taurus, person, situation, energies. What's up? You've heard these words before. You've heard the tone before. I know you have. Seven of Swords, the Hermit, Queen of Swords. You sincerely, respectfully, sincerely doubt someone's healing. You're listening. Crystal clear. Yeah. As doubts, I sincerely doubt much healing has taken place here. Much insight, wisdom, or experience was gained in this interim. It's very polite of you. Very polite. You're going, I told you. I believe you're the receptive or the receiver of these energies. And it makes you feel bad. But you look cool, level-headed, detached while you're listening. But yeah, I sincerely doubt real healing has taken place here. Real insight, specifically. Okay. Ten of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Swords. You said, besides, the evidence kind of speaks for itself. In terms of emotional harmony, emotional equilibrium here with the inner circle, the Ten of Cups, Wheel of Fortune over time, you just see it as something that causes you constant anxiety. It never seems to really smooth out. It never really seems to get even. It never really fully retains that sense of love and support over time. And Nine of Swords, it's your fear that it just gets worse, not better. It just gets more uneven, okay, and insincere, not better. And you can't shake that from your mind. Fair. So once more, Taurus honey, I'm going to tell you like I tell everybody, we all have free will, okay? I do see you listening. I'm not saying you have to. You choose to listen. It's better perhaps that they did not speak, because really, honestly, the words and immediately the way they jumped into that tone, like, oh yeah, I've heard this before. This sounds very familiar. There's a reason why. Oh, and by the way, this surpasses too little too late. I mean, you went from, I understand I'm in a relationship, what does that mean, to, I'm on my own now. Okay. Recovery. Yes, indeed. I want you to focus on your own recovery because you're worth it, okay? Ask your angels. This is an internal guidance system. Prayers, angels, spirit guides. Ask your angels, right? Get it outside of you. That way you can recover better, faster, all right? Oh, but yeah, I think you've been asking yourself deep, probing questions about that relationship for a long time. There's something here that kind of sealed the deal for you. There was a thought here that really sealed the deal for you, that allowed you to close this thing permanently and see yourself as separating from this relationship. I wonder what that was. The time it will take to recover from this. Something about that left an impression on you. I don't know why. Messages coming in soon. Heads up. Perhaps by the 12th or before. And they're repeating, same. Okay. It's swift, it's bright. Definitely softer, but devilish tone. There it is. Like I said, my impression was by the 12th, if not earlier. Anything else? Okay. Look carefully. Yes. You already have, but continue to do so. All right. Oh. To be clear, I believe they care about you, yes. But they don't care enough about themselves, to be honest. Okay. Think of it this way. How we do one thing is how we most likely do something else. So if we're not respecting ourselves, our time, energy, and effort, and own sense of self-worth and self-investment, why would they do the same for you? If they are prepared to sit on their laurels, right, and waste their own time, why would they think anything else of yours? Think of it this way. Everything begins with the self, yeah? So if I'm going to waste my own time, and I have no problem wasting my own time, okay, lack of self-worth, self-esteem, if I'm connecting to you, I should have no problem then, in theory, wasting your time. Learning lessons much too late, if at all. That being said, when I realize we run out of time, right, what do? We snap to. And we rely on old behavior patterns to kind of get us to squeak by. Instead of absorbing the lessons sooner rather than later. Okay? There it is. I told you. It's soft honeyed words. I'll tell you what. It's the very ticket. It looks rosy at first, but you know where it's coming from. You know where it's coming from because you know how it makes you feel. Okay? Angry and frustrated. And Taurus, no, you're not done. You don't mean that. I'm still here. I want to take care of you. I want to love you. I'm sorry. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. One letter, M. We have the crescent moon in reverse, perhaps by the new moon. But, yeah. The moon phases might be important. There might have been some really interesting exchange of energies with the last new moon upcoming. Okay. Coffee bean in reverse. That's always interesting. Out of energy. Just metaphorically speaking. Now, it could be that some of you swore off coffee recently. Good for you. I don't know why the hell you would. No, that's me. That's my personal thing. But no, lack of energy, metaphorically speaking. Lack of energy. Okay. All right. Taurus, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. And straight away, please excuse the background noise. I'm at that point where we just got to move on with it. It's a noisy day in the neighborhood. You know, I love Mr. Fred Rogers. A lot of people do. A lot of people grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But there's a couple of things, looking back on it, that old Fred forgot to mention. He would emphasize being kind to your neighbors, being loving, being patient, you know, being a good neighbor. He didn't tell us why. And being an adult now, owning my own home and everything that means, oh, I understand why we have to exercise regular patience with our neighbors. And to be fair, yeah, it's a two-way street. They got to exercise patience with me too. Yeah. But I tell you what, some days are harder than others. I'll tell you. First, we got hit with the lawn care during Libra's message, and that was my Virgo neighbor, Bob. And now I've got my across-the-street neighbors doing some work around their property. So, yeah, I can feel your chuckle from where you are. I can feel it. Thank you. I appreciate your support. What's going on? Show me Virgo. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse those energies as you see fit. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Three of Cups. Ooh-wee, look at you with the fancy energies today. I'm like, I do okay. Eight of Wands, Page of Pentacles, the Chariot. Oh, yeah. Shared. King of Pentacles. Yeah. Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands. Okay. There's a feeling between you two that you have both been waiting to make this happen. Well, now's that time. Overview. Wheel of Fortune's in your overview. We've both been waiting to make this. That's literally what it is. Well, I'm happy for you both. No wonder you're so excited. You are. You're like, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Three of Cups. Yay. It's Virgo's time. It is Virgo's time to connect and shine and have fun and feel sexy and alive. And so it is. You're so excited. Do you see? Look at that. Over here, Eight of Wands, Page of Pentacles, the Chariot. Oh yeah, they'll be putting in the good word with you soon. Hey Virgo, I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's move forward. And it looks like the idea of moving forward at this time is to go beyond communication and waiting and to actually connect in the real world. So there's been some real issues between you two. Largely, it looks like distance. Yeah, we're going to have to get really up into that microphone. Oh yeah. I'm in it. I refuse to be distracted, Virgo. I refuse. King of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands. Oh yeah, you two have been waiting very patiently to connect, very much so, in the real world. Now, you two might call each other friends at a distance, right? But you've been investing in that way, a friendly sort of way, getting to know each other, but it's over distance. Yours is really being emphasized as a distance thing today. But I have to admit, these two people have both done their part to invest when and where they could, even as friends first, getting to know each other, interest, building blocks for future connectivity and what that might look like. So here we have what you might call the ground coverage of getting to know somebody. Okay? But yeah, we've had to wait to actually bring this together for emotional connectivity and possibly passionate connectivity as well. Yes, that's also here. But yeah, time has turned, Wheel of Fortune has turned in your favor, and it's your two's time to connect. I'm so happy for you both. I don't even know you two that very well, but I'm looking at you both. I'm excited for the both of you. This is wonderful. I'm glad. I am so happy for you both. Let's do it. Any advice? Well, thank you first and foremost for putting up with that. But other than bearing through your reading today, let's get some advice for you, your person, the energies, the connection itself. What's up? Oh my. I don't want to know. I'm afraid to look at this point. Oh, Ten of Swords, Four of Cups, Seven of Cups. Okay. Somebody here is experiencing or was experiencing a certain amount of pain and disappointment, having to work through that to become more available to be in the Seven of Cups zone. Okay. So yeah. Somebody here had a long recovery in pain and disappointment and possibly an ending. Ten of Swords, Four of Cups. It was very painful. But nonetheless, the goal was to make ourselves more ready for availability, to be emotionally available, right? To open up. Okay. That was either you or this person. So yes, I do see physical distance as being a realistic issue, but for someone to become more emotionally available and therefore emotionally motivated to actually connect beyond getting to know each other, that had to fall into place as well. Okay. So to be fair, I see two people willing to get to know each other as friends at a distance first. But yeah, one of the things that absolutely played into that was someone's emotional availability and readiness as well. And that, for somebody, represented quite the time, quite the process. Again, it could be you or your person. It's hard to see because you're both so ready to connect now. But yeah, somebody has a kind of painful background. All right? And it took time. That's okay. It's here now. I like how these two people, not just physically, but emotionally ready to take this script off, well, the friendship page and into its more intended direction. So, the active exploration of feeling. Wonderful. Queen of Wands, the World, the Hanged Man, and the other. Okay, so this is what somebody was going through. A very painful ending conclusion. Trying to get to that space of availability. The other person has been kind of respectful of that. Here we have someone who is very lit, turned on, passionate, but observing that ending from a very respectful distance, the Hanged Man. In other words, this person knew. So one of you was actively going through it and needing to heal up a little bit. The other person being respectful and kind of like, I'm keeping my energy to myself. I'm not trying to make any demands, right? I'm not trying to push into emotional connectivity if you're not ready. I understand that there was an ending. I get that. I respect that with the Hanged Man. So there was a determination there to pause any emotional connection. Okay. Nothing more than this person was ready for or that the both of you were ready for. Okay? Yeah. But we're ready to take it off the friendly script, it seems. That's wonderful. How far it'll take you both, I have no idea. But that's what you want to find out. Ooh, the lolly. Oh, yeah. They're in it now. My goodness. See, that's the crap that as a homeowner, I'm like, oh, man. Whatever that is, please let it pass me by. I don't ever want to have to... I don't even know what it is at this point. I haven't put eyes on it. I'm just hearing it, and I'm like, dear God. Whatever that is, please do not let it come to my door. I don't want to deal with it. Okay? Busted up pipes, messed up foundation. I don't know. Tree roots. I don't know what it is. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, no. Virgo. Okay. Perfect timing. Indeed, it is. I appreciate that you both respected each other's distances and the need to not rush in there and to build into friendship and perfect timing. It's coming in at the right time, though. Okay, I love this. Your reading's so straightforward today. It's lovely. I like how you two emphasize getting to know each other at a distance before, well, becoming more actively emotionally available to each other. I like how the other person was respectful of that. Okay. It's a good way to build with somebody at the outset, you know? The unexpected income, I'm seeing more like unexpected opportunity. Okay? More opportunity specifically to connect, realistically, putting more into this. The pentacle, of course, being your symbol. Okay? There's more to put into this. For you, for them, the both of you. But yeah, in this, yeah, there will be more opportunity to connect in the future. All right? And for some of you, yeah, you might have a little extra coin coming down the pipeline, but I'm putting these oracles in measure against your reading today. Okay. Polar bear, strength. Oh, yeah, having to be strong. I'm not, again, I would never personally advise waiting, but you've already done waiting. So have they. And I'm seeing distance here. So that's already done. That decision's already made, but the strength to enforce that, that's been hard for some of you. Okay? I understand. That's why I'm telling people, if you choose waiting, know that A, it's a choice, and B, whatever it is that you were waiting for had damn well better be worth it. So, in your estimation, it was. And it takes strength. It takes so much strength to wait, guys. That's why I typically tell people, unless you know exactly what it is you're waiting for, I recommend you don't. But when people make that choice to wait, they think they've got the strength of 10,000 men or 10,000 women, and it's, you know. And I hope that people are justified in the end. I do. But remember this, always. Waiting is not a skill, but patience is. Okay? You were very patient for this connection to take a different direction, a different turn. And I'm happy for you. Obsession in reverse, there's nothing weird or sticky, icky about it. Nothing, no devilish energies here, no devilish behaviors or patterns. It's not like that. It was waiting with intent. Okay? And very respectful of the distance and the other person's needs. All right? Yeah, it's nothing weird or gross or obsessive, no. Okay. We have the letters R, C, 2 G's, E, F, and then we have the Medina Scorpio. You might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting to the season, might be important to you, although it's much further out than where we are. But still, all right, Virgo honey. I do hope this helped you. Thanks again for being a good sport and that background noise today. I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Capricorn. Okay. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but reverse those energies as you see fit. Judgment, Temperance, Ace of Cups. Ooh. Over here, King of Cups, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups. My goodness. Nine of Swords, the Chariot, Seven of Cups. I see two very nervous people who want to connect, but nonetheless I see them doing it. Okay, let's do your overview. Ace of Cups. That's changing. I was ready to say, at long last. Long last. You seem to be motivated to open up. Eight of Cups, but you've been distant for a long time. Specifically emotionally unavailable. It's not a crime. We all go through it from time to time. But emotionally distant, checked out. Numb, maybe shut down. Okay, it happens. Not for much longer. Judgment, Temperance. You have been intentionally healing. Not just your heart, but your spiritual self. And you've done a good job. You have. And I'm glad that you've been working on it. I'm glad that you've been actively healing. Because you're about to get a big old motivator to open up, to be available. You weren't before. You might be soon enough. Okay. How full that heart is depends largely on how much work you've done to understand, learn, okay, from the Eight of Cups period that you were in. For I don't know how long, but you were in it long enough. Yeah, but at long last, Your heart might be turning in this direction of availability. Looks like we got a good candidate over here. King of Cups, Queen of Wands, Knight of Cups. Oh my, that's a very loving creature. Passionate too. There's a lot of warmth, right? Streak of red running through that blue. But someone who is very emotionally present. This is someone who's very embracing of their emotional self. They're not very shy about how they feel. No, on the contrary. In fact, they take a lot of pride in it. Oh my, yes. I can see why. You're motivated. Nine of Swords, Chariot, Seven of Cups. You both share this to some extent. You're both anxious, and this is normal. Given what I've seen here today, this is normal. Anxious about opening up and moving things forward, but nonetheless, moving things forward. It's that nervousness. Oh gosh, it's happening. Oh gosh, it's happening. On both sides. To actively explore, so again, the 7 is the opposite of the 8. Available. Open. Proceeding. Okay? More so with the Chariot backing it up. Oh, we're doing this. Moving forward. Oh my God, we're going to explore feelings. Okay, here we go. You're both anxious. But for the most part, the both of you are willing to proceed. Right connection, right time, it seems. Very nice. It was just really straightforward today. But for you, I love how you've taken a lot of good time to understand your lessons, your healing, your insight, etc. Because without this, you may not have gotten that motivation, that sensation, or that sense of fullness. Right? But you did. Oh yeah. This person's ready to rock, and as far as I can tell, you are too. All right. Yeah, Judgment. Yeah, that's making the rounds today. The Hanged Man, Knight of Swords. Oh yeah. Sense of divine timing is here. In a way, you kind of always knew, spiritually speaking, I would know when it was time to take action. Yeah, to your credit, that's true. That's true, actually. This is something I'm giving a lot of thought about, Christina. All right? If I ever had any reason to open up, I feel like I would know. Right? I've been hanging back. I've been paying attention. I've been learning. I've been healing. I figured if the time was right, I would know when, and I would move. Yeah, so you are. Very good. Excellent. Anything else, please? Just in the general sense about the energies, the connection, the other person, etc. Yeah, Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles, the Hierophant. Oh. Be real or go home. That's what that is. My goodness. Please now. One of you is very much in the business of commitment. Could be you. Could have a lot of earth in your chart. Yeah. Could be them. I know this. Someone here don't play. They might say I play for keeps. But they don't play. Someone is wanting to invest not just in love. Okay. It's easy to be in love. You can even say it's easy to fall in love. True. Okay. A lot of people might identify with that. I personally don't, but a lot of people do, right? But from what I'm looking at, yeah, it's easy for these two to come together in love. But at the end of the day, someone's looking for legitimacy. They want to make that investment. They are ready. They are ready for the whole thing. Commitment, investment, down to earth way of living. Oh yeah, they want to go all in. So I believe it's actually them. Knight of Cups twice, once on their downline and here in the advice. So this person I'm defaulting to, they don't play. Okay, so it's like make it real or don't approach me. They want the feelings to be developed first, but trust me, there is an expectation here for a determined outcome. Okay, so there's someone who believes in commitment. They want to go there. They're ready to go there. Right? Okay. Capricorn. Are you ready to step into that? Well, you're going to find out. I'm not saying you have to marry them. I'm saying you want to find out. Okay. Pretty good. Yeah. Reconsider? Maybe. It's up to you. You may not want that. I don't know. Your heart seems to be determined to move in that direction of love. I got someone here who can very much love you, fall in love with you. You might reconsider. I don't know. Give it some thought. Try connecting to it. It's either someone that you can be on the same page with, not just emotionally, but long-term goals, or you can't be. Okay? So, there's a big difference between loving somebody and having the same values. Who knows? You might hesitate. Reconsider. Something to think about. I know you're ready to open up, and you even told yourself, I'd know when to move on something. Okay. I do see you wanting to find out. But you might connect to it to change your mind. I don't know. I don't know. My goodness. Woo! Home, hearth, relationship stability. Blockage, mountain. Oh, see, that might be a stumbling block for some of you. You might be wanting emotional companionship, right? Perhaps not necessarily long-term, at least not right now. And I'm not even saying that they want marriage like tomorrow, right after date 1. No, that would be an unreasonable expectation. I would advise you to shut that shit down immediately, because that's incomprehensible. It's inconceivable. You just met and they're already pushing marriage? No. That's not good. But for you, again, being in love with somebody and having values are not necessarily the same thing. Okay? You can love somebody, but if you two do not match on those big points, values, standards, beliefs, there's going to be problems. And that might be a stumbling block. Blockage right there. Relationship energy. You may not want to go there. Not right away. I don't know. Something to think about. You might even reconsider. Okay. I don't know. I'm not trying to be the harbinger of bad news. I'm here to report the weather, guys. All right? Nonetheless, while these two energies are nervous, I do see them determined to collide and open up towards each other. My goodness. That's the whole point of connecting, folks, is to understand, are we more alike than we are different? Are we compatible long-term? Not just our emotional interests, right? Not just our sexual interests either, but long-term, practically speaking. Okay. Alrighty. GMX, we have little star. Little wishes, wants, hopes, dreams, desires. A long-term tree of life. Foundation's important to you. Stability's important to you. So what does that look like for you? Does that include a relationship? Or does it not? Doesn't have to. Again, it comes down to your values. What do you understand stability to represent? Because you can create stability for yourself by yourself. You don't necessarily have to include someone else. So how do you see stability? How do you see long-term? Right? Personal relationships, are they included in that particular docket? We all want to know. Let's pull from this oracle. Oh. See, you're showing me some negative thoughts around possibly long-term relationships, particularly where commitment is concerned. There's this idea of, I'm just getting back out there. I don't want to be trapped or tied down or held captive. I don't know that I want that. I don't know that I want commitment. All the more reason why you are inclined towards love, you weren't necessarily thinking commitment. So something to consider when you connect to this person. All right? You see, for some of you, commitment as a trap. And that's not for me to say that's right or wrong. That's for you to figure out. I know you've done enough healing that you feel good about being in love again. But your long-term beliefs around commitment, what does that look like for you? Like, hey man, I was just trying to get back out there. I know, but I promise you it's going to come up. It's going to come up, particularly with this person. And I can see why your motivation's high. They're very, very attractive from the heart space. But yeah, they're also ready for the whole thing. Oh, to be Capricorn. I do know this. I'm looking at you. You very much desire to drink from their cup. But if you understand that they need more to sustain that cup, you got to stop drinking from it. Okay? You might have to reconsider. Okay. Capricorn, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Scorpio. Yeah. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse energies as you see fit. Wheel of Fortune, King of Cups, Page of Swords. Okay, interesting. Over here, Two of Wands, King of Wands, the Emperor. Yeah, okay. Shared, Page of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. Huh. Overview, Queen of Cups. Hey, your heart's open to this. It is. It's here twice. King, Queen of Cups, just in and of your own right. A lot of love for you. You got a big old heart. I wouldn't expect anything less. You're like, oh yeah, I'm open to this one. I am. You admit that freely. You also said Wheel of Fortune over some time. I still remain open to them to this day. Can you believe it, Christina? Oh yeah, absolutely I can. Ace of Cups, darling. It's not easy being fixed water. Yeah, but after all this time, and it does kind of come off low-key, a little bit dramatic like that. After all this time, I still love you. And then you just kind of take off, right? That's that Scorpio energy. Deep love. Mysterious. Nowhere to be found. I know. I'm playing into the stereotype today. But yeah, no, it's after all this time, I can honestly say the Scorpio, you love this person very much. In fact, Page of Swords, you keep a little eye on them. Now, listen, it's not an accusation. I see a Page of Swords all the time. It's inevitable. It really is inevitable, at least as a tarot reader. At this point, you just learn to accept it. People are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to look at who they're going to look at. And the Page of Swords only has one of two interpretations. Looking, spying, observation, or the seed of an idea. Well, you don't need much of an idea when it comes to this person. You already told me that you love them, and that hasn't changed. So you keep an eye on them. It's not obsessive. You're saying you love them, you care about them. I don't think you're taking it to a weird place. I don't think you're taking it to a twisted place. You were very honest about how you felt. So I'm not necessarily surprised now to see a Page of Swords. You're a little looky-loo. You're Scorpio. Honestly. I'm surprised I don't see it pretty more often. Okay. Two of Wands, King of Wands, the Emperor. Oh, very masculine energy there. It's fiery, but it's firm. It's talking to you. A lot of sweeping energies from this person. Pride, yes. Strength of will, yes. They have a lot of energy towards you as well. I don't know that it's love, but there's a firmness of character there that says, when you have my attention, you have my attention. And you have my attention. Okay? Shared is what's interesting. Page of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Temperance. Both of you actually are open to working through this, whatever that means. Work as in coin, but temperance. Okay, backing that up kind of takes it out of a working structure and into, I will put work into understanding you better, exercising patience with you better, love, healing, insight, understanding if you do the same for me. So it's two people who are open to deliberately being kind, patient, considerate towards each other. It is healing, or at least it can be. And it's constructive in nature. I would say it's supportive. Yes. Let's get some advice. Advice for Scorpio, this person, the connection, the energy. Okay. All right. Star. The Chariot. I know, that's the one that was trying to come out. It's like, you will have me on the board today. Oh my. 3 majors. The Star, Chariot, the Sun. It's inconsequential. Doesn't mean nothing. Bye. Have a good day. What? The Star, Chariot, the Sun is very warm. A driving vision, actually, for both people. It's very warm. It's very encouraging. It's very supportive, like I said. Picked up on that right away. Seems to be here in Leo season. But both of your energies combined are quite the driving force. I can kind of see why you say you love this person. You always have, and that's not like to change. You mean it. When you look upon them, even if it's in your mind's eye, you have nothing but good energy towards them. Wish fulfillment and warmth. Yeah, and they towards you. It's beautiful. But yes, you are technically both open to operating through temperance. That is an active, constructive effort on both sides. To be clear, temperance, you can always do that for the self of the self. And in fact, that's the best healing, is the kind that we do on our own. But this is a joint effort. So it's very constructive. The Star, the Chariot, the Sun. I wasn't sure how they felt about you, except to say in a very firm way, you have my attention. And my attention's everything. And I'm pointing it at you. So while there is a firmness there, there's also that sweeping energy. Comes in as a rush. Of desire, but warmth and affection. Anything else, please? The Hanged Man, Ten of Swords, the Emperor. Them. They showed me the Emperor in their downline, so hence my conclusion. The Hanged Man, Ten of Swords, the Emperor. Yeah, they've given you a lot of thought. In some way they have observed, so yeah, occasionally you put an eye on them, and yeah, they do the same towards you. They think about you quite a bit. Sorry. Yeah. Think About You. That's a great song, Guns N' Roses. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. That's what came to mind. It may or may not resonate. The Hanged Man, Ten of Swords, the Emperor. Yeah, they think about you a lot too. And they say that you're hurt and in pain. I'm not saying that they're the one who caused it. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. It's just, as far as I can see, they think about you in a painful way sometimes, or they observe you being in pain. I'm not quite sure. But the Emperor, there it is. That's why they're giving you their attention. In some way, they have understood it's the right thing for them to do, is to give you their attention. They want to. I see them talking to you, and it's very warm. It's interesting. There's so much stoic energy attached to that person. It's very masculine. It's very firm. But I can promise you there's a sweep in there of desire. And I'm not trying to push it in that direction of intimacy. I can just tell you that this person legitimately is firm and therefore a little bit hard to read. I admit that. But cares about you a great deal. But yeah, there is absolutely a rush of desire when it comes to the subject of you. And I'll leave it at that. Okay. Wait. Now, again, not my first piece of advice. You will never, it'll be a cold day in hell, honey. Anybody ever catches me saying, wait. No. Exercise patience. Yes. Waiting is not a skill. Patience is. Okay, let's keep that in mind. But you're showing me the passage of time. And I don't know that you were necessarily waiting on them, but there's this idea of there might be a time yet of influence and connectivity. And you were content to wait or exercise patience until you had that time. You didn't show me the Three of Wands. There's this idea of the moment. There will be a moment. You know it, you felt it, you sensed it some way. You're highly intuitive. King, Queen of Cups combined in one person's downline. Yeah, it's assumed intuitive. You felt it. You felt it. Also, keeping in mind, Page of Swords energy. When you reflect upon them, maybe even look in on them from time to time, you would still go, now's not the time. There'll be a time for an interaction, an occurrence, something. I don't know. Okay. Excuse me. Why don't I ever advise people to wait? Because I know I am too learned in the subject. I know how much damage waiting causes. Okay. I see it, and you see it too every day. Waiting, what it does. Exercise patience, healing, insight. It's different. When you do that, when you exercise patience, healing, insight, you might find and discover you don't need to wait. Okay? And there it is. The messenger. Bright, swift. It's funny how the oracles can have different meanings per reading. Somebody else pulled that earlier and it was negative. Yours is actually quite bright and lovely, the way it was intended. Colors are bold. Message swift. Soon. Okay. Now yours is good. I think we can wrap it up. Oh, and family. Could have to do with family concerns. Okay, we have the stork. Here we have parent and child for some of you. You have kids. Okay, that's been your priority. But it could be something to do with family concerns, certainly. But yeah, 117. The family tree, tree of life, the legacy. A lot of support here around the family structure, the legacy, inheritance, roots, deep connectivity, but above all, legacy. There's energy around that in some way. Okay? Perhaps you and this person have very deep roots. You go way back. And a strong affiliation, something like that. Perhaps you're connected via the same community, run in very similar circles. I don't know. I just know this. It seems like you love this person forever. You might even consider them family in a way. Perhaps that's how far back you two go. I don't know. W, L, we have the medallions of Sag. You might have some very strong Sag in your chart. Could be connecting to. The season might be important to you. Here we have that wish, the star, once more. It's coming through. And then we have the music note. Okay? Music for some of you. Profession, hobby. But how most of us experience music is how we intuitively tune, and that's how music as an art form is the most, I believe, unique of all the arts. It has a way of communicating to us in a special way. And honey, I'm a writer. And for a while there, you know, I was a painter too. I have a deep appreciation of the arts, but music, it really is built different. Mind you, keep up with that practice. It's a good thing. Oh, I did reference a song for you earlier, didn't I? I think about you, yeah. Oh yeah, you two think about each other. Okay. All right, Scorpio, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Pisces. like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but reverse those energies as you see fit. Ten of Wands, Temperance, the Sun. Good job. Over here, the High Priestess, Four of Cups, Seven of Swords. Shared, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, the Tower. Overview, Four Swords. Yeah, I know, I see that. You've done a beautiful job. Healing is here twice. Now, Four Swords is what you call healing light, right? Reflection, insight, time to oneself to check out. But then we have the heavier energy of Temperance, okay, that suggests a much bigger proposition for healing at play. So yeah, you've had some short-term healing here and then long-term appreciation as well. Ten of Wands, Temperance, the Sun. You've done a beautiful job recovering here. You're saying that you have experienced stress, heaviness, right? Hardship, heavy labors, and that you have been actively healing from that Ten of Wands. You've done such a good job. You're showing me warmth, happiness. You're saying I'm a much more at peace fish. I've earned my peace. I believe you. And with peace, you have happiness, and that's beautiful. I love it. Good job. Excellent. Over here, the High Priestess, Four of Cups, Seven of Swords. That's an unfortunate use of the High Priestess. Unfortunate. It's kind of showing me I'm upset, but I'm quiet, and I'm silent, and I'm sulky, and I feel like you should know that, and I shouldn't have to say anything. So that's a poor use. It's a poor use. They still feel connected to you. Yeah, but upset. And Seven of Swords, silent. The High Priestess is also silence. So while they might be very intuitive, it's a poor use of intuition just to kind of be there and say, I'm upset and I feel that. And I don't think I should have to share it. You should know. So that's a little bit more on the passive side. I wish that they had stronger claimancy on their feelings. Right? You've done a good job healing. Why can't they? In some way, they're telling themselves, self-imposed, I have to be quiet, and Pisces should know why I'm pissed off. That doesn't help anybody. Now, I've heard it 1,000 times, but it also plays out the same way 1,000 times too. I shouldn't have to tell you, you should already know. And that gets you where? Okay, so I would like it if they did a little bit more what you did and take some time for personal reflection and deeper insight than I'm upset and I'm in tune with that constantly 24/7. I also feel like I shouldn't have to say anything. No, just because you feel that way doesn't mean it's right, especially with the deviation of the thoughts as Seven of Swords, it's slanting sideways. In other words, what they feel and what they're allowing themselves to know are not necessarily the same thing. No. Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, the Tower. Ooh, someone in the inner circle. We're going to go ahead and call it a friend, like a friend to the family type situation. You've known this person a long time, and you would probably call them a friend. The Tower. There's been some upheaval there, disharmony. Someone, or perhaps a couple of someone's knocked themselves out of alignment with the peace and harmony and the overall kumbaya effect of the inner circle. Okay, so it feels like someone either realistically or energetically put their foot in the mouth, got themselves in trouble, right? And has yet to make peace over that with you or the inner circle. Okay. So for your part, you've done your healing work and you're saying, you know what? I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. So you were part of this too. This is shared. You experienced that Tower to some extent as well. You experienced the disharmony to some extent as well. That means in some way you contributed to the Tower as well. And there's a heaviness attached to you for that reason. It's like, I understand what happened. I understand what my part was. This is the heaviness I carried. I worked through it. I'm over my shit. Okay. You were there too. Okay. The difference between the two of you is that you're showing me ownership and I worked through it and now I'm happier for it. Okay. So you've done your part to make peace with yourself, and I have no doubt to the inner circle, and you have your place back in it once more, or things have resumed back to a state of normalcy for you in context to others. But this person, no, not at all. Okay, let's get some advice. It does not feel like an intimate partner type situation. That's not to say you don't have these kind of internal petty resentments towards somebody with your spouse. Of course you can. I'm just seeing how it's playing out. This looks like the kind of bullshit you might have with a sibling or a cousin or something like that, or like I said, a long-term friend. Well, it's like they should know what upset me. Well, you should know too. You were there. In fact, you helped cause some of it. So maybe own your shit first. Okay, before you start looking at someone else to placate you or make you feel better about yourself, because they got some ownership here that they need to deal with. You took ownership of your crap. It's like, this is what weighed me down. This is what made me feel heavy. I thought about it. I figured it out. I made my amends. I made peace with myself, and now I'm happier for it. I'm not saying you're perfect, but I am saying you did the work. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Just my being just, I guess, a Scorpio 3 times over, Western and Vedic, it doesn't matter. It's the same, which is possible, by the way. I kind of lose my patience for this kind of stuff. Well, I don't love you anymore. It's a bit dramatic. For someone saying I don't love you anymore, they're very upset. I don't love you. I don't care about you. The good feeling between us is gone. Yeah, all the more reason for you to continue to mind your business, and exercise patience and understanding and healing for yourself. And remember, this above all, to thine own self be true. All right? If this person wanted to be true to themselves and heal for themselves, they could, just like you did. They could exercise temperance too. And I know, it's like, no, I don't care about you. But yet, there's still the expectation that you should know they're upset and they shouldn't have to say shit. So don't tell me you don't care. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. Smallness. What a poor use of intuition. I'm blessed with that gift, and we don't use it well sometimes, Oh, it's over. Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? The feeling, the good vibes, the good energies, the love is over. Is it run out? Is it? Is it? Is it? Then why can't they stop thinking about it? Okay. For your part, though, okay, fine. Fine. If you see this as concluded, wrapped up, you don't want to interact with it anymore, participate anymore, I get that. I do. I tell you what, you don't look guilty. You really don't. You really don't. All right. I do see an acceptance from you. Well, if that's where they are, that's where they are. The Hanged Man. That's going around today. Mind you, you're showing me I honor the closing. If they don't want to talk to me, so from your point of view, you understand they're not talking to you. Okay? They're being silent. They're giving you the silent treatment. From your point of view, it's like they want you to perceive that it's over. I don't care about you anymore. This is closed. You and I are not friends anymore. We're not in the same family anymore. Okay, fine. You seem to be honoring that, but I think you also know better with the Hanged Man. It's like, I see that. And you acknowledge it. So you're being respectful of the ending that they say is in place between you two. You seem to know that there's more to that story. Like, okay, that's what you say. Say we're not going to stay in contact anymore. We're not bros anymore. We're not cousins anymore. We're not friends anymore. Okay. I get it. And I see you respecting that. But you contemplate it too. In other words, And you're right. For someone who says we're not friends anymore, my goodness, they seem to hold you very much responsible for how they feel. Okay, let's wrap this up. I don't know what else to tell you except do what you've been doing. I want you to continue to focus on your own personal healing, understand what your contribution to that tower was, okay, ownership of it, so on and so forth, and then continue to honor their wishes, and that's all any of us can do. If you say, leave me alone, it's over, it's on me, okay, as the other side of that party to honor that. I'm not going to challenge it, and I'm not going to try to tease you out or coax you out. No, if that's what you said, I'm going to take you at face value, even if deep down inside I secretly suspect it's not. But yeah, and you're right, it's not. There's just a lot of unresolved issues there. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles, mind your own path, 3 of Wands. I'm not telling you to wait. I am telling you to mind your own business and stay on your own dang path and hope for the best. Okay? That's it. There you go. Gosh. Some people are so allergic to confrontation with themselves first. Everything begins with the self. So if you don't want to deal with your own shit, you're going to put that on to someone else. Well, I don't want to deal with you. And they'll say, I'm walking away from toxicity. I refuse to give in to that argument. When really, you're refusing to own your own shit. You know. But I hope they work through it. They have as much opportunity as you did, honey. They have much opportunity as you do. It's not really about taking sides. I'm reading energy. You did your job. They haven't. But they're looking at you like it's your fault. There's nothing you can do about that. That's where they are. All right. Yeah, unlikely. Okay. It's unlikely to be resolved anytime soon. Yeah. Yeah. So again, well, that, and many would say the Hanged Man is one of your power cards. Of course, your primary is the Moon. But here at the Hanged Man, you're like, okay, I see your closure there. You say you don't care about me anymore. You say you don't love me anymore. Okay. I respect that. I'll maintain distance. Mind your path. Hope for the best. And understand that, you know, perhaps it is a real possibility. It is unlikely that you two will ever connect in a deeper way again. Okay, I still think many of you have similar ties that bind within the family circle. But that doesn't mean that you two have to hang out and get along. Okay? Yeah, chemistry. Okay. There's a spark. There was a spark. But it looks like it's the thing that kicked everything off in here. No, I'm still not reading this as intimate at all. Not at all. I think what I'm looking at was an explosion, yeah. Perhaps a conflict in energies, personality, time and place, circumstance. I do. Because that's being further backed up by breaking point. Reached a breaking point in the energies, and it didn't take much to light that fuse. Okay. You played into it, so did they. The difference is that you said so. Yeah, it even says right here, it's the final straw. You had your limit in a particular situation and the dynamic with this person. So you might have said or done something that was negative, that lended to the Tower. But honestly, I think you helped reveal it for what it is. Mature woman, so that means in the reverse, so the opposite is true. Someone who should know better, who is secure, who is mature, who can handle shit, versus someone who isn't, does not invest in maturity. So it's like the Queen of Pentacles in reverse right here. We were not in our best character or form, you or them. Okay? Failure to invest in the right emotion and draw upon the correct experiences. A lot of experience, maturity, lack of, at least in that moment. Okay. Fish resources. Yeah, resources. Someone has not used their resources well, and that could also translate into time. Time will always be your biggest resource. So perhaps someone here did not use their time wisely or their material resources, money, wisely, investment wisely. And they got called out on it. The hypocrisy, the bullshit, you should literally know better. What have you been doing this whole time? Something like that. I know it. And here's the thing. There were witnesses, wasn't there? A family, I believe. So it was embarrassing. on top of all that. No wonder you're getting the silent treatment. Again, it's not saying it's your fault. I'm saying it was that, say, the mask came off. The hypocrisy. Somebody got called out on the hypocrisy. You should literally know better. Poor use of investment, time, energy, effort, money, like real money. You say one thing out of one side of your face, but here's the truth of it. And it was embarrassing, so we have lack of face here. So yeah, somebody feels embarrassed in front of the family, don't they? And that's why they're saying, I don't love you anymore, I don't care about you anymore, I don't want to see you again. Again, it doesn't mean you were wrong. How we went about it was a bit of a stumble, a bit of a fumble. But I'm thinking it got caught up in the moment. Okay. All right, now we did all that. Oh. First medallion to pop out, literally Leo, Sag, and Gemini. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to the season, might be important to you. A and M. We also have the Pegasus in reverse and upside down, someone who refuses to see their own wings. Okay. Take responsibility for their own direction, how they fly. Understanding that they have choices. Refusing to acknowledge choices. Okay. Okay. Oh, 2 A's. I didn't even see that one. 2 A's, 1 M. All right, Pisces, honey. I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Cancer, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side, but reverse those energies as you see fit. Show me Cancer. The Lovers. The World. The Sun. Ooh. Big old fancy energies there. Over here, Ace of Pentacles. A Tower. 2 of Swords. I just kind of want to take that and sweep it away. It seems to be miles from where you are. Anyway, can't do that. Not just yet. I might do. I might. We'll see. Queen of Cups over here. 9 of Cups. Eight of Wands. Again, I really just want to take that and go away. Go away. Over to you, the Hermit. You look so good. You do. So whatever this secondary line is miles from where you are. You know, I want you to have this. It's yours. It's your time. All right, the Hermit. You're like, I know. I've been working on my path. And you have been. In a very serious place. You've been working on your path. So while I'm smiling, do you see why? You have 4 majors just in your energy alone. But you're not alone. But alone. And speaking of your energy on the board. Okay. 4 majors. The Hermit. It's not just healing. It's wisdom. Experience. Remember, the Hermit holds the lantern. You're very appreciative of your life path. And that's where the best healing comes from. Is when you can hold that lantern up, take a look back at the past, appreciate it, learn from it, and now turn yourself forward. Okay, what do we want to see in our path from this point forward? And that's where you are. You're not just looking at your past. You're looking at a potential future based on wisdom and experience. Over here, Lover's Connection. Oh, so strong. Oh, the World. Oh. On the other side of it, the Sun. So it's on a hinge. There's a strong Lover's Connection. In some way you're familiar with it. It's called to you, I want to say, over the years. ... And it was one of those connections, you got introduced to it. For one reason or another, it closed out. And now it has the opportunity to reopen under the sun. Happy times. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry to say it's not your reading. I would like it to be for you, though. Because I want it to be your two's time. You connected to them once. It wasn't the time. It disconnected. These things happen. But it can swing back in that direction of happiness. Okay. So you, remember that. You're in that proposition. Looking forward to your future. What do you want to see on your path? Because as much as I want to do away with that, this is also potentially on your future path if you choose it. Ace, you notice that little face I made? Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, Two of Swords. That looks like a deal that's gone south. It's a busted up deal. Bad contract. Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, Two of Swords. They're kind of freaking out. You mean Cancer may not renew their contract with me? Why? What do you mean why? They're acting like they don't know. They know exactly why you may not. So once more, you know where you've been. That's behind you. What do you want to see before you in future? This remains an option. Do you want that on your path? It looks like a bad deal. But it could be a renewed contract, yes, another annual. And what that represents to you may not be a relationship. Maybe it's a work contract. Maybe it's a life goal. Okay? You want to keep giving to it? You want to continue to see it on your path? By all means. You don't need my blessing. But you're in the position to know. I got to tell you, whatever disappointment you've had with it before will likely remain as such. A Tower suggests it's not the best. It seems like the best. Ace of Pentacles. It seems like the best. It seems like the best bet. Right? The most reassured bet. You're familiar with it. There's a comfort, yes, and familiarity. That doesn't mean it's good for you. Whatever issues you had with it before will remain as such. But whatever that is, or whoever that represents, and freaking out, oh my God, realistically, Cancer may not choose me. That's right. And then over here, Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups, Eight of Wands, I see your heart choosing to talk specifically and be open and receptive to somebody's love language. So who's it going to be? This lover that you connected to once upon a time in your life, closed out for one reason or another, but has the chance to be opened with the Sun. I'd say that's a pretty good match for energies. Or this. Yeah, you have one of those fancy, complicated readings today. That's because you have more than one and two contemplative energies. It's like closer to three. So, I don't know where this is in your life exactly. I just know it exists as a possibility for you to continue to choose it again. Choose wisely. Nine of Cups, Queen of Cups, Eight of Wands. I literally see you talking to your heart's desire. You need to know what that is. Okay? Advice, please, for Cancer, their person, the energies. Nine of Swords, anxious mind, Ace of Cups, Seven of Swords. A lot of anxiety here around love. Accepting love. It depends on the source. One, you seem to have no problem fundamentally at the end of the day choosing from your heart. There's no anxiety there. The other one would. I see that busted up Ace of Pentacles, and now here's a busted up Ace of Cups. Nothing but hesitation, uncertainty, fraught with anxieties. That's the second time I see a poorly represented ace, so absolutely I'm defaulting to renewal at this point. Remember, the word new exists in renew. Those are renewal aces. Let's be clear. They're one and the same. You could try to make it work with whatever that is. Or you could choose a connection that doesn't feel like work. It just feels correct. What else, please? Yes, me. It's no contest. Excuse me. For those of you who hate the sound of sipping, turn down your volume. Cheers. Six of Cups, Sun, Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's a soul bond. And they represent the sun twice. I see you intentionally giving them your focus. It's like you're literally pointing to them. Knight of Swords, not my favorite. I'll be the first to admit that. But here it represents choice. And the sun. Six of Cups, the Lovers. Mind you, once more, you can have a Six of Cups and not necessarily the Lovers, and vice versa. You can have a Lovers and not the Six of Cups. It's one and the same person. So listen, guys, I don't know why you weren't able to choose them the first time you connected to them. I don't know. Life has a way of being life. It gets in the way. We make choices. It happens. Point is that you have the opportunity to be happy with them now. All right? It's a choice, guys. It's a choice to reopen that door. And I see you pointedly making a choice. That's a renewal. You're very familiar with it. You know where it will take you. It feels less than, and you choosing it, I can honestly say, you choosing it, the idea fills with so much dread and anxiety and insincerity. It would be nothing but conflict for you. In other words, disingenuous. You're too big as the Hermit to be disingenuous at this point in your life. Okay. Yep, I do see you talking then to your true heart's desire. Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups, Eight of Wands. It's lovely. Perhaps by Virgo season. I'm not convinced it's right now. But Virgo season is upon us soon enough. Okay. Yeah, I have to agree, my darling. What else is there to say? There is something indeed better. Don't be disingenuous. Choose the right one. Within the next few months, I told you. I didn't think it was right away. I also don't think it's in the next few months. I think it's Virgo season. But that was their way of confirming what I just said. I don't think it's in the next day or two. I think it's closer to Virgo season. That conversation, that point, that choice. Okay. And healing. Releasing, purifying, cleansing. Beautiful. Good job. You're releasing the past, purifying yourself, cleansing, making different choices. Choices are what define us. Okay? And I mean the real choices, not the easy ones. The hard ones. That's the real choice. You're choosing to be yourself by choosing the right connection. Being true to who you really are is what I mean. That's enough. It's a water sign, isn't it? It could be Gemini, don't get me wrong. I just... No, it just hits like water. That's all. Doesn't have to be. Okay, yes. Your compass points due north. Be true to that. For some of you, Cancer might be your north node. Perhaps you're rising. But be true to that. Always. Always know what your north is. And you can aim accordingly. Wish. That's sweet. I wish. Did we always kind of have a wish back there around that connection? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. If I could wish, I'd wish for another. It's not even a second chance. You didn't show me that. Just I wish for the opportunity to be happy with that strong connection. Try it, like really try it, really choose it. Have it choose me back. That's cool. I respect that. All right. C, I, D. We have the medallions of Leo, Gemini, Pisces. You might have these very strong placements in your chart connecting to, I do believe the seasons are important to you as we're currently in Leo season. So I see you being highly reflective, at least at this time. Now in terms of your choice, Virgo season, like I said, and we'll be there late August, 21st, 22nd, thereabouts. Okay. But yeah, there you go. I like what you're doing here. You're making good choices for you. Honey, if anything gets you that twisted up for renewing it, then it's not the renewal for you. It really isn't. All right? Oh my gosh. If you're going to choose between someone whom you used to know and someone whom you used to know and very recently used to know, one causes you pain, conflict, and torment. The other one fills you with hope and possibility and love. Pick that one. I don't give a damn if there's somebody you used to know. On both counts, I don't care. Is it right for you? Yes or no? That's it. That's all there is to it. End of discussion. It either is or it isn't. And one is remarkably is. The other one is remarkably isn't. There you go. It's not rocket science, folks. It really isn't. Anyway, Cancer, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.